Welcome to the Salon Scheduler video number 6. This is the training on reports, how the reports work, how you can access reports, everything you want to know about reports. Okay, so first thing you want to know is that the reports are based on the commissions that you set up for your employees under the service settings, which are the default commissions, or under employee settings, which are changes to the defaults. In other words, each employee can have its own their own commissions, and you would set that up under employee settings. And for each, you'd see a picture of all your services under employee settings. When you pick an employee, you tap their services button. And in the top right-hand corner, top left-hand corner here, you're going to see a button that says commissions. You can tap that button, and these are the commissions that are used for the reports that we're going to provide for you. Okay. So make sure you set those up. Now, if you're wondering where do you go to see reports, you can look at reports directly from your Clover device using this reports button. It's under the pencil, and you can tap on this pencil right here and tap the button that says reports. And what that's going to do is it's going to take you to a website. You're going to get a reminder, hey, don't forget to log out when you're done, because if you don't, then the next employee that comes along is going to be able to see the data for another employee. So you want to make sure you log out. Also, we remind you that if you want to print a report or download information, you can't do that from a Clover device. Okay, so the reports on the Clover device are useful for viewing your data, but if you really need to print your data, or if you need to download an Excel spreadsheet of your data, different things like that, you want to access these same reports from your phone or from your PC or from your Mac. Okay, so that's a reminder. If you log in with the manager PIN code, you're going to see the information for all employees. If you log in using an employee PIN code, you're going to see the information for one specific employee. Okay, so we're gonna log in here. When you log in, now notice the logout button on the top right hand corner. That's what you want to use when you're done looking at reports. Again, that's very important because you don't want to provide access from one employee to another. Okay, you can choose your date range. To choose a date, you want to choose a report type. There's an employee service report. That's your commission. There's also an employee service summary report, which is commissions, but it doesn't show you individual items. We'll talk about each of these reports in a minute, but let's just choose the employee service report. There's a widget you can choose today, yesterday, last 7 days, last 30 days, this month, last month, or a custom range. We don't really recommend that you try to access a report for more than 2 months in duration. Okay, we'd actually recommend you look at your reports 1 week at a time. The reason I say this is because when we access data for a report, we access your Clover data directly from Clover. That's a lot of data, depending on how busy your salon is. That's a lot of data that we're accessing. And so if you try to get a year's worth of data, just forget it. It just won't work. It'll take you way too long. So again, we recommend you try to limit your reports to 2 months. Really, we recommend you limit your reports to 1 week at a time. And so you can choose a date range, or you can choose a start date and end date. You literally just have to choose the date start and the date end, and those dates will be chosen. But we're going to go ahead and change this to, let's say, the last 30 days. Okay, it's employee service report. You tap run report. Okay, what you're going to see is first you'll see all the data unformatted, and then you'll see all the data formatted. It's just a lot of data. See, there's the unformatted data, and it's going to take a little bit longer, and it's going to format the data and provide it based on each employee, broken down by services and by non-services. Again, services are going to be, if you see an item in the as you can see here, this is each employee and their service items. If you see a non-service item that you think that should be a service, then you probably need to go into your services and make sure that that item is turned on as a service, and then go back and run your report, and you'll see it under the proper column. Okay, but so this is an example of the service report. Breaks down for each employee, gives you the ability. The green area here is the employee section. The pink area here is the owner amount. So like if an item costs $5 and there's no commission set up for the employee, then the owner would get the full $5. If there's a commission, let's say it's a 50-50, then the amount here would be $250 and the owner amount would be $250. If there's a tip, again, we split the tips evenly for any particular order. If there are 3 employees on an order, then we would split the tip among those 3 employees based on the dollar amount of the services that each employee performed on a particular order. Okay, so sometimes we get the question about discounts. If you offer discounts, there's 2 types of Clover discounts. There's an order level discount, and there's a discount you can add to an item. If you add a discount to an order, we're not going to show that on this report because this report is really specific to employees. If you add a discount to an item, we're going to show you the discount on this report as well because we know which, if it's on an item, we know which employee gets the credit for that, for the discounted amount. Okay. You can also click directly, see right here, we give you the order number that we referenced to get this this particular information. So if you're ever wondering where did this information come from, well, there's your order number as well as the customer that this order was performed for, as well as the date and time. Now when you tap on it, this information here is really cryptic, but you can get a general idea of the data because you'll see the item names and you'll see their prices and you'll see the note on the order. But also you can look up this order. You can look up that order using your Orders app, which is one of your apps on your Clover device as well as on your merchant dashboard. So there's an app called Orders, and you can look up that order or any order. So we give you a reference where we got the data for each of the data that's being provided. Okay. Again, you can print and download your data, but let's say you wanted to look at your reporting from a mobile device or from your PC or Mac. Again, I mentioned that's the preferred way to look at your reports because one, they'll be a little bit faster. Again, there's a lot of data, so they won't be a whole lot faster, but they will be faster. But also you can print or you can download data. What you do is you tap on this pencil and tap on the online info button. Okay, and what you're going to see is we provide you a link, and that link, see it says your reporting URL is, it's right here. This link right here, if you enter this information on your browser, on your phone, or on your PC, or on your Mac, we recommend you save it as a favorite so you don't have to type it in more than once. But if you type that in your browser, you're going to access the same report that we just showed you. When you do type this into a browser, make sure you don't mix up your S's with 5s or your 1s with L's or your 0s with O's. Those are the most common mistakes we see when when trying to enter this URL to access your report from your PC, for example. Okay. One other thing to know, there's 2 kinds of reports. There are Clover reports and then there's our reports. The Clover reports always report all their information based on which employee was logged in at the time of a sale. Okay, so the Clover reports are going to be of limited use when you're trying to look at, for example, employee commissions. So that's why we provide our reports to you. Our reports are based on every single item that's been performed on an order. Again, there is such a thing as a Clover report. That's an app called Reports provided by Clover. You don't want to use that app if you're trying to do commissions. Okay, that's good for other things. Anything that's any kind of reporting of numbers that are important to your business, or if you want to know who was logged in at the time of a sale, that'll be useful. But our reports are useful, again, for if you want to do commissions. Also, we do have a number of other reports that are available to you. We do have the agenda forecast report. What that does is, with any given date range, it's going to show you all the appointments and which employees were set to do each of those appointments. So you can use it for the past or for the future, and that's going to be a really fast appointment because it's our data. Customer report, within any date range, it's going to give you which customers have actually visited your salon. And at the end of that report, it's going to give you all your customers that have not visited within that date range, along with their phone number. So if you want to call, for example, if you want to call every customer that hasn't come in 3 months, you could use our customer report. Again, the beginning of the report will show you all the customers that have come in 3 months. And then the end of the report is going to show you all the customers that have not come in 3 months. And the employee service summary report is the same as the service report. But again, it's more brief. It's just giving you the totals versus giving you all the items for each individual report. So that's how you use the Salon Scheduler reports.